Right, Potter fans, let's do a studio tour haul. So 2 weeks ago, I finally returned to the Warner Brothers studio tour in London after so long and had the most incredible time. The tour has come on so much since the last time I went about 10 years ago, and me and my mum spent over 5 hours just soaking everything in and being complete Potter nerds, loving every second of it. In fact, I've actually vlogged my trip and we'll be putting it up on this channel very shortly, so make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. And once the video's live, I'll link it in the description of this video, so if you come to this video a little bit late, it might already be there. But of course, a trip to the studio tour means you've got to spend some money and get some Harry Potter merch, so today I'm going to show you what I got. I've got a range of some freebies, some super expensive bits, a couple of gifts in there as well, and all in all, it's over £100 worth of stuff that I'm going to share today. Okay, first things first, let's start with the free bits and the things that are included. And you know, before we even start off with any of the items that were bought, I just want to shout out this bag, by the way. As far as a paper bag goes that you get from a shop, pretty cool for Harry Potter fans. But let's get into the actual stuff. So firstly, while you're on the tour, you get a couple of bits. So this is called an activity passport. This is something that you get included on the tour, where basically as you're going around, you have to look out for little stamping sections and add some stamps in to show off basically areas of the tour that you've discovered. I wouldn't call it an item of note, but it's a pretty cool addition to extend the tour a little bit, and it's a nice keepsake. Something that is a bit cooler though that's thrown in for free that you get to enjoy whilst doing the studio tour is making your own howler. Now, I'm not much of a DIY person, so I have actually stolen my mum's one because she's better at that sort of stuff, but let me show you how this works, because this is very cool. You basically have to fold it yourself. It's just like a regular piece of paper with some printouts, so it's nothing like insane, but you actually, oh, I can't actually get my hand into it. There we go. You actually get to make your own version of a howler and keep it. I thought it was a little freebie and a fun activity to spend 5-10 minutes doing whilst you're on the tour. I think it's pretty cool. Now, onto freebies that aren't actually free because you do kind of pay for them, but they come with stuff that you do on the tour. These are some of the Butterbeer containers. So this was a regular Butterbeer mug that came with the Butterbeer that you can buy and drink at the tour, which I did try and I'll be showing you in the vlog, and surprisingly enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting. But what me and my mum thought was probably the real star of the show actually came in this little container here. It was a Butterbeer flavoured ice cream, which was delicious, as we knew it would, because Butterbeer is basically like a sort of butterscotchy toffee flavouring. So in a soda, it's a little bit hit and miss. I've tried Butterbeers I've liked, I've tried Butterbeers I haven't liked, but as an ice cream, it was never going to be bad, and it was delicious. And whilst these are only plastic and quite small, it's fun that you get to keep the collectibles, because they are quite pricey, so it makes it feel a little bit better value for money because you get something to take home with you. Okay, so the final section before we move on to the items that I actually bought from the shop is the event guide / brochure. So you do have to pay for this, but my mum bought it before time, so you buy it with your ticket. You don't take it around the tour with you, you pick it up from the shop at the end. So it is basically a shop purchase, but something you get beforehand. And I've not actually had a chance to properly read it yet, but it looks really cool, just taking you through some of the bits from the studio tour. A little bit of like a highlight on some of the items and sets, etc. It looks really good fun. I've not given it a proper read, but I absolutely will do. Okay, now let's move on to my actual purchases from the shop itself, which, by the way, is the best Harry Potter shop I've ever been to, hands down. It is a bit pricey, you are paying above odds, but you know what? When you're there, you just get sucked in. I always try not to get sucked in when you could go and pay £10 less and buy it online after, but you know what? It's part of the experience. I'm not going to go back anytime soon, so I treated myself a little bit. As you're going to see, I didn't actually buy that many items, and it did almost come up to £100 total, so yeah, it is pricey, but I do love everything that I've bought, and I've kind of bought all of them with a little purpose, mainly to do with my videos, so I'll explain that to you as we go. And let's get started with item number 1. It's a Harry Potter squishy beanie. Now, the reasoning behind purchasing this was because, as you can probably see behind me, I've got a little bit of a collection growing. We've got Dumbledore, we've got Ron, we've got Hagrid, and I kind of love the idea of having all of them together in the background back there. I thought it'd look cool in the backdrop of videos, so that is why I not only picked up a Harry, but I also picked up a Hermione as well. So we can now have the Golden Trio and Hagrid and Dumbledore, and finally, Hedwig. This one, Mum convinced me to get. I wasn't going to get Hedwig, but the reason she really wanted me to do it was because I've now actually got the full set. There are only 6 of these that have been made so far, so we have all of them, so I've been saving them. I actually bought them like a couple of weeks ago, was when I went to the studio tour, but I didn't want to reveal them until we'd done this video here. But from now on, in backgrounds of videos, expect to see all 6 of them, and if any more do come out, I guess we've got to buy them now because we've got the collection complete. Now, speaking of videos, I thought a fun little YouTube short or TikTok we could do would be eating some Harry Potter snacks. Now, they are ridiculously expensive, so I didn't go completely over the top, but I got a couple of sweets items, enough to make a 60-second YouTube short, so I thought I'd show them off now as well, but expect to see me giving them a try very, very shortly. First up, what I like to call a little bag filler, just to try and pad it out a bit because they were very cheap, was a Honeydukes lollipop. The flavour of this is strawberry round pop. You're probably getting some ASMR off the microphone now. There you go. I hope that sounded lovely, but there you go. It looks pretty nice, but again, a little bit of a pack out the bag sort of thing so we can get a good YouTube short out of it, but I'm sure it tastes lovely. I was then having a little bit of a browse and saw this that I thought looked quite tasty. It's a Gryffindor style fudge flavoured chocolate bar. I love fudgy sort of chocolate, and I'm a Gryffindor, so I thought this would be a fun one to pick up. And again, wasn't too pricey, so it's a bit of a bag filler that can make for a fun YouTube short. But of course, if we're going to try Harry Potter snacks on a video, we had to get the main event, a chocolate frog. I've not had a chocolate frog in years. I cannot wait to crack this open, and do you know what? Whilst I'm going to save the taste test for a video, I'm going to crack it open now so you can see what card we got. I mean, I assume that's how it works, that you just get a random card like what happens in the books and the movies, but let's see. I'm going to open it up now. This is my first time opening it. So there you can see we've got the big, that is a big chocolate frog. Normally I like to put my chocolate in the fridge, but from memory these are rock solid, so maybe I won't do that. But let's take it out, and we've got, it is one card. It's Herpo the Fowl. Let me give you a nice little close-up of Herpo the Fowl. Can I get that focused on camera? Just about, not great. Herpo the Fowl was a Greek dark wizard and Parselmouth. He was the first known wizard to breed a basilisk. Very cool. Okay, so 2 items to go, and I've saved my biggest 2 items till last. Next up, we've got something in a white box. Now, this was something that I actually intended to go and buy. I really wanted something like this. And little spoiler for what's in it whilst I'm trying to get this open whilst I'm talking to you. When I went and got my Butterbeer and got a free collectible cup, I nearly didn't buy this, but as you'll see, it is a little bit cooler than the small plastic Butterbeer cup that you get whilst doing the tour. This, however, is a proper glass Butterbeer pint glass. Now, anybody who knows me knows I quite like an alcoholic beverage. I quite like a pint of beer. Not always Butterbeer. I do quite like a Butterbeer, as I've now discovered, but, you know, a regular beer. But I wanted something Harry Potter-esque to drink it out of, because I've got Harry Potter mugs. I love having a cup of tea or a coffee, especially on streams or whilst I'm recording videos, out of a Harry Potter mug. But in terms of an actual cold beverage, I didn't really have something Harry Potter-y, and I thought, I've got to get a Butterbeer one. It took me a little while to find these. I picked one up at first and thought it was what I thought was a Butterbeer one, but I think it was just a generic Hogwarts one. But thankfully I noticed last minute. I'm going to put this up here and show you the actual design of it a bit closer, but I am very excited to drink beverages out of this. Right, it's time for the final item. If you're wondering why things look slightly different and my beard is a bit longer, I did record this bit, and unfortunately when I was editing, the footage has corrupted, so I'm recording it again a couple of weeks later. But that doesn't matter. What matters is my last purchase. Now, something I've wanted for ages is more Harry Potter clothing and merchandise to wear in videos. I do have a couple of scarves that I like to wear, but I've decided this is no longer enough. So my final purchase, which took up most of my budget, is a Harry Potter H jumper. I've wanted something like this to wear in videos for so long. It is so good, so comfortable. I absolutely love it. Maybe I'll wait until the colder months of the year later on to wear it a little bit more, but how Harry Potter-y is this? Now, I don't know about you, but it's bank holiday weekend here in the UK, and I've got my Weasley jumper, my brand new Butterbeer pint glass to get a nice cold beverage, and a chocolate frog and some other snacks. So I'm going to get on that sofa and stick some Harry Potter movies on, I think. But for now, if you enjoyed, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which of my purchases is your favourite. And I'll see you all soon for the ultimate Harry Potter London vlog.